The Steam Deck is not a new machine. It's only getting older, but it is getting more and more favored as time goes on. Right now, it is on sale for $319, the lowest price that it's ever been, and it's honestly the best thing that I have spent money on in the last year. After having owned the Steam Deck for nearly a year, I want to tell you exactly why the Steam Deck is such a great value, and I'm going to do it very straight to the point because I respect your time. Alright, so let's set expectations right away. The Steam Deck, especially the LCD model, is not designed to be your newest AAA game beater. What I mean by that is that it just does not have the performance to handle all of your AAA games at the highest max settings. It's also not a Windows first machine, meaning that this is a Linux-based machine with a Proton layer which allows compatibility for a lot of games. However, it is not a Windows-based device. So there are some multiplayer games, for example, that require a kernel-level anti-cheat, and that basically means that it is not compatible with the Steam Deck. So as long as you know these things right at the onset, you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck shines because it does basically everything else so well. It is the backlog annihilator, the emulation monster, and the all-in-one cloud gaming device. And all of this for a price point that honestly cannot be beat out by another one of its competitors. Whether we're talking about the base $400 price point just to get into a Steam Deck or the OLED, you're really looking at fantastic value with all of the different Steam Deck models. The Steam Deck is built around Valve's custom AMD APU, and while it's older now, the optimization around this hardware is unreal. Most indie games are flawless. Most last-gen AAA games are smooth with the right settings, and with emulators, it is just ridiculous. And Steam OS automatically tunes games with community profiles, TDP control, and a performance overlay that is actually useful. So the takeaway with all of this is that this thing plays more games than virtually anyone has time in their life to play. And it's doing all of this with great battery management thanks to smart power limits and scaling. This is where the deck destroys Windows handhelds. It's doing all of this with Steam OS. It's fast, it's clean, it's built for controllers, there's no Windows bloat, no random pop-ups, and no forced mid-game updates. And plus, if you want Windows and if you're technologically inclined, then you can always dual boot that as well. But honestly, as somebody that really enjoys tech and really loves to get into the fine nitty-gritty details, that's something that I'm not even remotely interested in myself because Steam OS is just that good. So let's talk emulation and cloud-based gaming. If you like classic PlayStation, GameCube, Wii, PSP, DS, this thing handles all of that beautifully. Some systems practically run flawlessly, and with EmuDeck, setup is stupidly simple. Now with cloud gaming, Steam Deck is one of the best cloud gaming devices ever made. Period. It can handle Xbox Cloud Gaming with a little bit of setup, GeForce Now, and my personal favorite, PlayStation Remote Play. So I love playing my PS5 remotely on my Steam Deck. The setup was insanely easy, not to mention the obvious that you can actually remote play your actual PC, whether it's through Steam Link or Moonlight. Meaning, if you have a really good connection, you can play all of your AAA games and all of the newest games right on the device as well through Remote Play. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Valve nailed the ergonomics. The deck is big, but it's beautiful. The grips feel natural, the trackpads are actually useful, the controls are responsive, and the LCD screen, while it's not OLED, still looks good and gets the job done. Is it as pretty as the OLED model? No. Does it handle battery life as well as the OLED model? No. Is it a massive upgrade over the Switch and other comparable handhelds? Absolutely. At $319, this screen is more than acceptable. For $319, you're getting a relatively powerful handheld device, Steam OS, great controls, insane ergonomics, access to virtually your entire Steam library, a desktop mode for more intense processes as well, cloud gaming, emulation, a device that continues to get a lot of free updates from Valve that continually improve the device and the overall user experience, and a massive community behind it. There is no handheld around $400 or less that gives this insane value, at least brand new. Of course, there could be some other things that if sales go on that are heavily discounted, or if you are interested in the used market, then you're always kind of taking a chance with some of the used devices. But for something that is so turnkey right out of the box, brand new from a company that continues to make consistently great choices, there's no other handheld out there like this. So here's my honest conclusion on the Steam Deck. Unless you only play AAA games, you only play games that are multiplayer that require kernel level anti-cheat, then this is not for you. But if you are like 90% of the other gamers, where you play older games, or you are okay with maybe having a different console, or you have a different PC setup, or just various different ways to be able to play some of your newer things or more intense multiplayer games, then this is fantastic. I mean, I can use all of the buzzwords saying that this is the king of value, the emulation beast, and all of these fantastic, really truthful statements, but at the end of the day, this is a fantastic device that, especially for $319, there's nothing that really can compare to this in terms of the value, the performance, and the overall just interconnectivity of your entire Steam library. Now, if you have decided to pick up the Steam Deck and you are looking for some accessories, definitely check out this video right here, because I've listed out a lot of different accessories that you might want to pick up to maximize the value of your Steam Deck. And if you want to see just some other handhelds to see how they compare to the Steam Deck in particular, definitely check out this playlist right here. I'll catch you in either one of these videos. Peace.